This is Sunrise Extra, streaming live on Wave Now.
And good morning. Hope you had a good weekend. Tawana got to see the baby giraffe.
I'm so jealous. It's so cute, so cute. I didn't get to feed any of the giraffes, so I'm hoping to go back and get to do that. But yeah, no, absolutely amazing. Hot and humid though.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I felt like everybody just sweating like crazy yesterday. And hey, we're gonna get more of that warm and muggy air again for today. On top of that, we're adding in rain chances, and a flood watch is in place for most of the region until tomorrow evening as we keep an eye on that heavy rain threat. Right now, seeing plenty of clouds overhead, some sunshine trying to get through in some spots as temperatures are on the warm side. We are continuing to watch a little bit more of that rain pushing in for those of you further to the west, seeing that anywhere from near Jasper down into Grayson and now parts of Breckenridge County starting to get in on some of that light rain. Your temperatures right now in the upper 60s and the low 70s. However, we still look to get into the upper 70s and low 80s for highs this afternoon as we add in some more of those spotty showers for this morning and a better chance for some of the heftier thunderstorms later on this afternoon. Rob.
Tawana, thanks so much. At 7:01, we have a traffic alert to pass along to. Just getting in reports of a two-car crash. This is at the Snyder southbound ramp right at I-71. It's kind of hard to see, but it's right there. You see right in that little middle part right between the limbs and the branches on the trees. That's where the areas are focusing on right now. The right lane is blocked in that area, so certainly watch for emergency responders. Again, that's 265 south at I-71. The big picture not looking too bad. Of course, we have that 5-mile stretch of Interstate 65 that remains closed down. There's the epicenter of all that work, but hopefully by August, all that hard work will pay off. Back over to you.
Thank you. Well, today is the deadline for parents to let JCPS know how students will be getting to class.
If a verification form isn't filled out, your child's transportation won't be guaranteed for the first 2 weeks of classes. Before the academic year ended, JCPS announced they need a breakdown of how each student will get to and from class daily in an effort to improve safety protocols. Today, they want responses from every family on whether their child takes the bus, walks, or is transported by their parents or guardians. They say it's the only way to guarantee your child will be picked up.
We started doing this a couple of years ago, and it's been a game changer. It allows our routing team to know exactly what they need. It allows our schools to have a catalog of this is how many walkers I have, this is how many car riders I have, this is how many bus riders I have as well. So it's been great for us. It's worked really well.
You can fill out the student transportation verification form on the district's online portal. There's also a registration link at the top of the JCPS website page and each individual school. If you miss the deadline, you can still register after that point, but the district stresses it won't guarantee your child is picked up for the first 2 weeks of school.
LMPD says its summer task force was needed to gain control of large crowds in the Highlands Saturday night. They say the crowds gathered on Bardstown Road, specifically between Highland Avenue and Grinstead Drive. They say officers focused on clearing congested parking lots and keeping sidewalks accessible. They addressed violations including public drinking, disorderly conduct, street racing, drug offenses, and illegal firearm possession. LMPD says they also had task force officers around the Big Four Bridge and Nulu, but did not need to take any enforcement action in either spot. LMPD believes a double shooting in the Highview neighborhood is a murder-suicide. On Friday night, officers were called to the scene on Quindaro Road.
Now the focus is on supporting the family members left behind. Rob Wells is here with an update. Rob.
Hi, Olivia. Officers say that they found a man and woman shot inside that home. Neighbors tell us they're rallying behind the son of the two people who died. Investigators later said that they're not looking for a suspect, and they add that it's unclear who initially pulled the trigger. Neighbors on the Highview street said that the couple's adult son discovered his mother's body on Friday night. We spoke with one man who lives next door to the home where it happened. He spoke with the son that evening and did what he could to help him out.
The biggest thing is most people are concerned about the kids that are left. You know, this is a big responsibility. You've lost both parents in one shot.
He adds the neighborhood is taking time to heal as well. And he tells us that the shooting is affecting the whole community. LMPD's homicide unit is leading that investigation. The victims have not yet been identified. Olivia, back over to you.
Thank you, Rob. We've learned the name of the man shot and killed in West Louisville. Police say this happened around 4:30 Saturday afternoon, close to Broadway and 44th Street. That's on the border of the Chickasaw and Shawnee neighborhoods. Investigators say 27-year-old Kevonte White was shot multiple times. He died at the hospital. So far, no arrests have been made in connection to the shooting. Balloons filled the sky over Newburgh Park to honor the lives of a mother and daughter who police say were victims of domestic violence. LMPD says those killings happened Tuesday morning in the Portland neighborhood.
And now the families identified Vienna Peoples and LaBria Miller as the ones who were murdered. Wave News reporter Meredith Lee was at the celebration of their lives.
Dozens of friends and family members came out to Newburgh Park Sunday.
We're gonna paint the sky, baby. We're gonna paint the sky, baby.
Sending balloons into the sky for Vienna Peoples and her 14-year-old daughter, LaBria Miller.
My daughter was going to school for law. And then she gets killed like this.
They say Vienna was a mother of 4, studying to become a lawyer. And LaBria had her mother's personality, smart, full of spunk, and loved by everyone around her.
Not reserved. She was a protector. She is loving. She's caring. She just want to be here for everybody.
Vienna's mother, Trenda Williams, says her daughter had only known the man accused of killing them for about 6 months. But she says the warning signs were there.
My daughter was never scared of anything. I mean, she was never scared. But when he was there, I should have known when you were talking on the side of your house, because you're too afraid to talk in front of him, something was wrong.
Police arrested 24-year-old Tobias Malone in connection to the killings. Court records show he admitted to police he shot them. Sunday, Vienna's sister spoke to the crowd, calling her the life of every room she walked into.
She was the ringleader. She was the ringleader. Anything that we did when we was kids, she was the one that said, let's go, and then we all went.
It was a tragedy. What happened to them, there's no excuse for it. We do want justice, but we know that at the end, God is in control, and everything will work out the way that it should be.
Trenda says she hopes their story moves others to act before it's too late.
Please get some help. Please cry out to anyone. You know what I'm saying? Dial a friend. Everybody needs to work on codes.
Tobias Malone is charged with 2 counts of murder, domestic violence, and tampering with physical evidence. He's being held on a $1 million bond and should be back in court this Thursday.
We're also learning more about a man shot and killed in the Russell neighborhood. Police say 44-year-old Clinton Henderson died after being shot on Elliott Avenue, close to Elliott Park on Thursday. Investigators are still looking for his killer. LMPD is asking anyone with information to call their anonymous tip line or use their online crime tip portal.
Today, the wife of a flight crew member who died in the UPS plane crash in November will appear in court against the maker of the aircraft and the plane's engines. The family of Captain Dana Diamond, who was the international relief officer on that flight, filed the lawsuit against Boeing, General Electric, and VT San Antonio Aerospace. In the weeks before the crash, the MD-11 involved had undergone maintenance work performed by VT San Antonio Aerospace. The lawsuit claims there were multiple failures by the companies that contributed to the engine separating and resulting in that crash. It also requests punitive damages and a trial by jury. In addition to the 3 flight crew members, 12 people on the ground were also killed. That hearing will start this morning at 11:15.
Over the weekend, people voiced their opposition to a proposed data center in Louisville. That proposed data center would sit on 150 acres along Campground Road near Rubbertown. During a meeting at the St. George's Community Center on Saturday, neighbors expressed concerns about noise, pollution, and the project's energy demand. The facility would use about the same amount of energy as 400,000 homes per month. Neighbors are concerned about the impact it could have on them.
It's not always about money, power. Sometimes it's about just living life and living it in peace and living it in harmony and living it in health. Because without our health, we have nothing.
Land clearing of the site has been underway for more than a year. The location was partly chosen because of how close it is to major power and water infrastructure. It's expected to support advanced technologies like artificial intelligence systems.
Kentucky Derby winner Golden Tempo and trainer Cherie DeVoe now hold 2 jewels of the Triple Crown. 5 weeks after his stunning Kentucky Derby victory, the 3-year-old colt and jockey Jose Ortiz came from the back of the pack again to win the Belmont. At the finish, Golden Tempo was able to hold off Commandment and Derby rival Renegade. The win makes DeVoe the first female trainer to win multiple Triple Crown races.
It's so meaningful. I have a lot of family here. Saratoga, it's been wonderful to have such a historic race here. It's like an appetizer for the meat, but you know, it's so meaningful because the town gets to have this and celebrate it along with all of us.
I Renegade last time.
And this is the second year in a row. The Kentucky Derby winner went on to win the Belmont after not running in the Preakness. But look at all that mud on Jose's face.
I mean, it was such an exciting race, too. And yeah, impressive
last
ride.
to first. Amazing. Yeah. President Trump storms off an interview on NBC's Meet the Press.
You'll see what upset him enough for him to leave.
Breaking overnight, Israel and Iran are trading strikes, threatening to end any attempt at peace negotiations. The Israeli ambassador to the U.S. says Israel's military is targeting Iranian surface-to-surface missile launch sites, as well as infrastructure not related to the energy sector. The strikes come as Iran fired at least 11 ballistic missiles at Israel. The new round of fighting comes as President Trump said he told Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to not retaliate against Iran. President Trump told NBC's Meet the Press that U.S. and Iran were close to making a deal before this latest round of attacks.
And we're very close to having a deal. And if we don't have a deal, we'll do it one way or the other. Either way, we win.
The interview on Meet the Press ended up becoming contentious when the president brought up the voting count in the current California election and the 2020 election.
Have more evidence. There's more evidence than ever presented.
Let's talk
your
about
elections in this country. We're like a third world country. Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC and CBS and CNN.
But Mr. President,
you're one-sided crooked network. So let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
Well, he ended up leaving. There was also a lot of pauses they had to take during that interview because it was raining in Wisconsin. However, Welker says she did speak to the president, and he has agreed to do another interview on Meet the Press at another time.
Developing overnight, at least 16 people are dead after a 7.8 magnitude earthquake hit the Philippines. A few buildings collapsed and key infrastructure sustained quake damage in the city of General Santos. First responders say at least 200 people have been injured. Officials say a 3-foot tsunami also hit nearby coasts, damaging houses and at least one village. Search and rescue efforts are ongoing this morning. While we deal with a major shutdown of I-65 here in Louisville, in Cincinnati, another major road project is about to start. Today, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says it will start closing ramps to prepare for the Brent Spence Bridge project. That project will add interstate lanes, improve access, and build a new companion bridge between Covington and Cincinnati. Governor Andy Beshear says more than $1 billion in freight uses the corridor every day. The Brent Spence Companion Bridge is expected to be open in 2031, and the entire project will cost more than $4 billion.
Louisville Metro government is helping people beat the summer heat. They gave away free electric box fans to seniors and people with disabilities over the weekend. All of the appliances were donated by local businesses, community organizations, and residents. About 200 people came out. Since they started this in 2016, they've distributed more than 7,000 fans. You need that fan going this morning.
I'm sure they are working hard. They were all weekend. And they will be working very hard later on this week as we see some low 90s trying to come back our way. But first, we have to focus on the rain. Right now, we have a flood watch in place for most of the region. It kicks in at 2 p.m., lasts until 8 p.m. tomorrow evening as we watch for more of those showers and thunderstorms coming our way. Seeing a bit of that rain on the camera there in Grayson County, while the rest of us just dealing with the clouds overhead, even seeing some sunshine in portions of Adair and Carroll counties this morning. But those showers, the light rain is starting to move in from the southwest, seeing that happening for those of you in portions of Breckenridge and into Grayson counties, and also for those of you in portions of Du Bois County, even into parts of Crawford and Orange County in Indiana, starting to see some more of that light rainfall. Your temperatures are in the upper 60s and the low 70s right now. We head into the afternoon, going to end up in the upper 70s and the low 80s for your highs, adding in some more of those showers and thunderstorms. Now for today, we're going to be seeing mainly light rain for this morning. Just like what we're dealing with right now, this will gradually push off to the north and east. Then as we head into the afternoon, this is when we see a better chance for some of that heavier rainfall getting in the mix. That rain also becoming a little bit more widespread for the second half of the day. We get further into the evening hours, some scattered showers and thunderstorms here and there, some breaks in between the rounds of rain too, by the way. And we'll keep some rounds of rain for tonight into early tomorrow morning. Now for some of that rain tomorrow morning, I am concerned about the timing with the morning commute and, of course, the construction going on. All of those things can lead to some issues out there on the roads for the morning commute, so we'll watch that closely. We get further into your Tuesday afternoon. We do see a drying trend, but the rain doesn't completely go away, still keeping more of those scattered showers and thunderstorms in our forecast through that time frame. And then we'll watch for additional spotty downpours for the overnight into early on your Wednesday. Still talking about 1 to 2 inches of widespread rainfall between today and tomorrow. But it is important to note that areas west of I-65 could see anywhere from 1 to 2 inches to up to around 3 to 4 inches of rain. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some locally higher totals with the way that things are setting up between today and tomorrow with all that tropical moisture in our region. Those additional scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast still for portions, but not all of your Wednesday. By Wednesday afternoon, we do see some drier weather and hotter weather coming our way with highs near 90 degrees then. Some low 90s possible on your Thursday. Then Friday, we get a little cooler. The reason for that, though, rain chances going back up across the region. The weekend not looking too shabby, mid to upper 80s for highs, only a small rain chance here and there for your Saturday and Sunday. Then we'll add in some better rain chances towards next Monday and Tuesday. We'll keep an eye on how that impacts your temperatures as well, because as of right now, we could see highs for the beginning of next week back down into the upper 70s and the low 80s. Shannon.
All right, thank you. DUI charges against a school bus driver in Webster County, Kentucky have been dropped. It comes after blood tests found no controlled substances in his system.
Emma Beck has his side of the story.
Webster County bus driver Cody Wilson was arrested 2 months ago after driving kids back from a field trip.
I don't remember anything. I remember making it to the school. And once I got there, the SRR came out to the bus, asked me to step off. I said, me? He said, yeah, I know you're a pill popper. I need to speak with you. I was like, you got the wrong person.
Law enforcement said he was showing signs of being impaired. Wilson passed a breathalyzer on scene, but failed a field sobriety test. He says because of previous back surgeries.
I do see where they're coming from on their side, because if I was being wobbly and stuff like that, yes, I can see where they could accidentally say, hey, he's under the influence. But coming from my side, why wasn't an ambulance or something called to the scene to have me medically examined before any charges were brought up?
Wilson says he requested a blood test following his arrest, and after spending 2 months in jail, he learned his blood came back free of any substances and his charges were dropped.
I almost busted out crying in the courtroom. It was hard to keep it together.
He says he's missed a lot in the last 2 months. Important milestones with his 5 kids who are so excited to have dad back.
I got attacked as soon as I walked in the door. They froze like, what? He's home? And then they all came running.
He says he especially missed seeing his bus kids, who were like family to him.
I even missed seeing my bus kids, which I treat as my own kids when I'm driving. Being excited going on summer. There was time lost that I can't get back.
Wilson is working towards becoming a bus driver again. The Commonwealth's Attorney's Office says they will continue to work closely with law enforcement partners to make sure DUI cases pursued in court are supported by credible and scientifically sound evidence. Coming up, animal lovers and dogs took over Waterfront Park, how it helped raise thousands for the Humane Society next. Wagon Tail Festival certainly lived up to its name. More than 1,000 animal lovers and dogs were down at Waterfront Park for one of the Kentucky Humane Society's biggest fundraisers. There were plenty of happy pups and even the occasional tortoise collecting tips with a jar on its shell.
This is one of my favorite events. It's just so fun. Everybody comes, all ages, so many dogs, and it's so fun to see dogs that have been adopted from us, and our staff recognizes them and sees how happy they are and loved.
Since the festival started, it's raised more than $2 million for the Humane Society. And this weekend, dozens of artists showcased their hard work in one of Louisville's oldest neighborhoods.
The 800 and 900 block of Washington Street were transformed into an art lover's dream at the Portland at Butcherton Art Fest. There were tons of vendors selling handmade jewelry, painting, even recycled glass turned into creations like this one, paying homage to the place it's being held in, Butchertown. This piece was made by Roxanne and Jimmy Gabbard from English, Indiana, and they were excited to return for their second year.
In all their advertisements, they always have the cute little pigs. So I started making pigs and filling the pig with different things. This one has the Charlotte's Web theme, and it has Charlotte hiding in the pig amongst all the blown glass pieces as well.
And locals say they appreciate seeing how the art fair has grown over the years. This always takes place the first weekend in June.
We'll be right back.
This Wave News Update is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
Good morning, I'm Shannon Kogan. Today is the deadline for parents to let JCPS know how students will be getting to class. JCPS says they need a breakdown of how each student will get to and from class daily to improve safety protocols. You can fill out the student transportation verification form on the district's online portal. There's also a registration link at the top of the JCPS website page and each individual school. If a form is not filled out, your child's transportation won't be guaranteed for the first 2 weeks of classes. If you're just about heading out the door, grab the umbrella.
Yes, grab that umbrella for sure. We have a flood watch in place for today into tomorrow for most of the region as we're watching for rounds of heavy rain coming our way. Right now, though, seeing some light rain across the area. Some of you dealing with that mix of sun and clouds, with others, like in Grayson County, starting to see some of that light rain moving your way. And we're watching for exactly that on our radar this morning from Hardinsburg into Munfordville. You're seeing some of those light showers for this morning. A few more of those spotty showers anywhere in portions of Perry County, Du Bois County, Orange County, and Crawford counties in Indiana. Your temperatures are sitting in the upper 60s and low 70s to start off the day. Going to end up in the upper 70s and low 80s for your highs this afternoon as rain chances continue to go up. And some of that rain, remember, will be locally heavy, so keep an eye on the Wave Weather app. Rob.
Okay, good advice, Tawana. Thanks so much. And at 7:28, we're still keeping our eyes on a two-car crash, kind of slowing things down. This is the area we're talking about, the Snyder southbound ramp right at I-71. You can see right there between the banks of the trees, all the limbs there, the emergency responders in that area, the right lane completely blocked. So watch your speed again. This is the Snyder south ramp at I-71, a two-car crash affecting traffic in that area. Otherwise, not looking too bad right now. Of course, that 5-mile stretch of 65 still closed down. Watch your speed in that area as well. Make it a great Monday morning.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday or Monday to you. I'm already jumping ahead to Tuesday here, apparently. I hope you had a fabulous weekend, though. We're able to enjoy the nice sunny weather that we had all weekend long because we are expecting some rain later today. We'll get to Tawana's forecast in just a few minutes. But first, today we expect to hear more witness testimony in the trial of two men accused of killing a teenager at a Louisville bus stop. Proceedings into Mariam Moore and Mackay Cable's trial is expected to start at 9:30 this morning. Prosecutors say the two were in a stolen car when they shot at a bus stop at West Chestnut and Dr. W.J. Hodge Streets in 2021. Tyree Smith was killed and a 13-year-old and 14-year-old were hurt. Prosecutors say DNA from Moore and Cable was found on evidence inside the car. Defense lawyers for the pair argue the evidence is weak and it's not enough for a conviction. Well, we're hearing from Sherry Ballard with her reaction to Nick Houck's indictment. She got the call that he had been arrested before anyone else just one day before her birthday. Wave News reporter Alina Noakes has the latest.
Was waiting for it, but the minute that he told me it did happen, it was like, finally, oh my gosh.
This is the picture Sherry Ballard has waited years for. The second arrest in a family suspected by prosecutors of being part of a cover-up. In July 2025, at a trial for Brooks Houck, prosecutors openly named Nick Houck and his mom, Rosemary, unindicted co-conspirators in connection to the disappearance and death of Bardstown mother Crystal Rogers, Ballard's daughter. Brooks, Rogers' boyfriend at the time of her disappearance in 2015, was convicted in her murder alongside two business associates, Stephen and Joseph Lawson. Now, possibly a new tie to the crime, Nick Houck, arrested and charged with perjury.
Just to know that Nick Houck, after all these years of lying to people and lying to law enforcement, you know, that he's finally been held accountable for his lies that he's been telling was step in the right direction for me.
Prosecutors say Nick made false statements between 2015 and 2023, though at this time, specifically what they're about remains unclear. During that years-long time frame, Nick was interviewed by KSP regarding Roger's disappearance, fired as a Bardstown police officer for interference, and testified before a grand jury. Prosecutors have also been investigating Nick in the death of Roger's father, Tommy Ballard, shot and killed in 2016. In his first KSP interview, almost 2 weeks after Rogers vanished, Nick insisted that he knew nothing about what happened to her.
So Nick, this is the only opportunity that we have to sit here and find out if you're the actual honest person that we think that you are.
I'm 100% honest.
And I don't deny that, Nick, but you're not being honest with us about this, okay? Now,
I've been 100% honest.
Following that interview, Nick would fail a polygraph test. Prosecutors have insinuated Roger's death was a family conspiracy. Ballard has held that belief for more than a decade. And while it's still unclear what case Nick's charge is connected to, she's grateful for any charges prosecutors are able to bring now.
Best birthday gift I could have ever got, was for him to be arrested. And I'm hoping this is going to lead to bigger things.
And Nick Houck will be arraigned on June 18th. If convicted, he faces 1 to 5 years behind bars. A third arrest warrant for former Governor Matt Bevin has been issued after the court says he failed to submit all the records they asked him for in his ongoing child support case. Matt Bevin's 19-year-old adoptive son, Jonah, claims he was physically abused at a Jamaican boarding school and both emotionally and mentally abused under Matt and his wife's guardianship. His attorney says Jonah is seeking financial support and help completing his education. Bevin attempted to turn in some of the requested financial documents Friday, just before the deadline, while asking for an extension on several missing files. That motion, though, was denied. The motion is set for 9 a.m. on June 15th in Jefferson Family Court. Bevin faces 60 days behind bars at the Louisville Metro Jail and a $500 fine. The Grayson County Sheriff's Office is looking for information about a home break-in. Take a look at this video. Investigators say a man appeared to break into a home on Grayson Springs last Friday. You can see him checking out several items in the house. So if you know anything about who this man is, you should call the Grayson County Sheriff's Office. One Clay County couple came home from a trip to not only find everything stolen from their home, but their home was also stolen too. They say someone stole their tiny home along with everything that was inside of it. Neely Green spoke to the couple about their missing property.
For Lester Hurst and Helena Peters, home was a private piece of heaven, 10 wooded acres in Burning Springs. But when they pulled into their driveway recently, the view had changed.
I can't describe what it felt like. We didn't worry that anything was going to happen. We're coming home to our home with all of our stuff, and you come home and then there's nothing home. You can't go into your home.
Their home was not an RV or a mobile home. It was a custom tiny house. And the thieves didn't stop there. They also ransacked Lester's nearby shop, taking generators and expensive tools.
It's like similar to a house fire. Like you lose all your personal mementos, your keepsakes, your photos, your documents, and all that kind of stuff.
For now, the couple is squeezed into a small landscape trailer Helena built by hand. They have a sink and a bed, but they don't have their home.
The desperation that needs to be in someone to go to this level. We would be the kind of person who would help somebody out.
Which we always do.
If they would ask.
Still, they are not giving up. They say the outpouring of support on social media gives them hope. They believe someone somewhere will see their home and will help bring it back.
We went into town, stopped, and when we walk in at the gas station or different places, we just ask if they've seen it. And most of the people we've talked to have seen it on Facebook. So we know the word is actually getting out there.
The couple says they are doing their best to stay positive while they wait for a miracle.
So the family says the tiny home is very unique and it looks just like a real house, but it's on a trailer. So if you have any information, you're asked to contact the Clay County Sheriff's Office. Kentucky Fish and Wildlife is dropping large concrete balls into Buckhorn Lake in an attempt to restore the ecosystem. Take a look at that. The structures are heavy, hollow, and full of holes, and the agency is calling them reef balls. After 60 years, the natural trees and brush at the bottom have rotted away, so the spheres would provide marine life with a new place to live. The domes weigh up to 750 pounds, and each one is built to last.
These concrete structures are permanent. They'll be durable for decades to come. So the investment here is it pays big dividends in the long run.
The state is putting the exact coordinates of the new structure on a digital map on their website for fishermen to use. The agency has also been sinking donated Christmas trees to give animals a variety of places to hide underwater. They do that every year. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says it is so far pleased with traffic flow as drivers adjust to the I-65 shutdown. Transportation leaders say detours that drivers made last week are keeping things moving. The larger traffic impact, though, has been in the afternoons. They still suggest adding at least 15 minutes to your regular commute and using mapping apps to avoid any traffic backups. The first week of work to replace the bridges on Kentucky Street, Hill Street, and the bridge near the fairgrounds is on schedule. Crews are planning to reopen 2 lanes of I-65 on August 1st. And I know can't get here soon enough for the people who are waiting to use 65 again. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have a quick check of your weather and show you the Golden Tempo winning the Belmont Stakes. That's coming up in just 2 minutes.
Meteorologist Tawana Andrew here with a check of your forecast. We do have a flood watch for most of the region from today into tomorrow evening as we watch for multiple rounds of heavy rainfall coming our way. In between the rounds of rain that we see moving in, especially as we head into the afternoon and evening, our temperatures today will climb into the upper 70s and the low 80s. But keep in mind that some of the rainfall that we see for the afternoon and evening can be locally heavy, so we'll watch that trend closely. We'll keep more rounds of that rainfall for tonight into tomorrow. And of course, for those of you west of I-65, you have a better chance to see some of those higher rainfall totals. Additional scattered showers and thunderstorms showing up for your Wednesday. Rain chances dropping off on Thursday, but that's also when that heat really starts to build, some upper 80s and low 90s then. Some additional rainfall moving in with a front on Friday. The weekend looking quiet as of right now, and then we'll add back in some more of those rain chances as we head into the first half of next week.
Yeah, I guess we got to have some rain back in the forecast.
We need as I said this morning, it's good to see the rain. You just want to affect all that work going on 65, but they've got a job to do, and so does Mother Nature.
Yeah, and they did account for some rainy days in there too. So hopefully that doesn't screw up their schedule too much and they can get it open by August 1st.
Absolutely.
I'll take a look at this. A trailer loaded with fireworks exploded on an interstate in southern Tennessee. This video was shot by the Chattanooga Fire Department and shows that scene on I-75. Take a look at this. Yeah, it sounds like the 4th of July already, but those fireworks brought traffic to a halt as both northbound and southbound lanes were temporarily closed. It's unclear how that trailer caught fire in the first place, which of course set off the fireworks, but the good news here, there were no reports of any injuries. It was a big night for the stars of the stage as the Tony Awards were held last night.
Yeah, that's right. Singer Pink was the host of this year's show. The prize for Best New Play went to Liberation. The play follows a women's conscious raising group in 1970s in Ohio. Schmigadoon won Best New Musical. The show is an adaptation of an Apple TV series that mocks big Broadway shows. It was produced by Saturday Night Live creator Lorne Michaels.
We're really grateful for this. And it means everything. Sometimes singing, dancing, a lot of jokes, and a happy ending is really all you need.
Well said by Lorne Michaels himself. By the way, another highlight of the night, 80-year-old John Lithgow became the oldest man ever to win a competitive acting Tony. Good for him.
Big congrats there. And a big congrats to Kentucky Derby winner Golden Tempo and trainer Cherie DeVoe, now holding 2 jewels of the Triple Crown. Take a look here. Just 5 weeks after his stunning Kentucky Derby victory, the 3-year-old colt and jockey Jose Ortiz came from the back once again, all the way to the front to win the Belmont. At the finish, Golden Tempo was able to hold off Commandment and Derby rival Renegade. The win makes DeVoe the first female trainer to win multiple Triple Crown races.
It's so meaningful. A lot of family here. Saratoga, it's been wonderful to have such a historic race here. It's like an appetizer for the meat, but it's so meaningful because the town gets to have this and celebrate it along with all of us.
It's now the second year in a row where a Kentucky Derby winner went on to win the Belmont after not running in the Preakness.
That is amazing to watch. You've got to be excited for them. The momentum is there, definitely. Hey, one final event, by the way, capping off Derby season in Louisville. The second annual Zoller Pump Company Parade Fest returned to Cane Run Road. That was over the weekend. It featured a lot of inflatables, games, and face painting, along with some cool arts and crafts.
We can kind of put a book in. We start with Thunder and we get things going, end it up, and just have a parade fest at the end to recognize different float winners and different folks, and then allow people to come out and have a good day.
And that's what it's all about. By the way, Zoller said they had hundreds of families show up for that big event. And of course, they all cheered on Golden Tempo. Tempo's on a race of their own, man. That horse is unstoppable. And so Cherie. Hey, if you're looking for ways to beat the heat this season, one popular spot is back open again with brand new owners, even some fresh new upgrades.
The Bluegrass Spring is open Thursday through Monday, and it offers paddleboarding, kayaking, or maybe you could just float in the water. News reporter Kirsten Fudd joining us from Bluegrass Spring with more.
All right, let me set the scene here. It's a hot summer day and you're looking for a way to cool off and beat the heat. Well, there's nothing better than a swimming area. And this is the Bluegrass Spring Quarry. And it's under new management, a new family taking over. I'm here with Noah, manager and co-owner. Tell me about the quarry for those who don't know much about it.
Yep, so it is a old limestone quarry that has recently filled, or not recently, but is filled up. It's all from direct rainwater and spring water, no runoff. So it's some of the cleanest, purest water you'll find anywhere.
Yeah, and it's so pretty spending time out here. And you guys recently took over in September of last year. What are some things that changes that you've done, including some of these stairs right here?
Yep, so we've introduced a bunch of new aluminum staircases that go in and out of the water. We've also introduced a new check-in process, new bathrooms, new parking, all that sort of stuff to make the process as quick and easy for anybody to come out here and enjoy.
Yeah, like you had on your social media, you said you don't have to wait for the bathrooms, you don't have to go in a porta potty because you've made some improvements that way too, and new snack concession areas as well. So that's probably been fun, right?
Oh yeah, it's been really great coming up with all these new ideas and stuff, and with like the concessions and the dirty sodas and slushies and fresh squeezed lemonade, mocktails. It's been so fun coming up with all of these brand new, uh, things that we can offer out here.
And there's also some jumping platforms as well. What are some water safety tips that you want people to keep in mind when they come out here?
Yep. So we're 18 and up only here. We're no alcohol. We don't have any lifeguards here on duty, so it's a swim at your own risk kind of thing. But we do ask that everybody have a flotation device with them, whether it's a pool noodle, a swim ring, anything like that. If you're jumping off the platforms, throw it in the water before you jump. That sort of thing.
Yeah, and then just glide off, swim off into the distance there. And there's some fun standing platforms out there as well for people to head out there and hang out and jump into the water. What do you want people to know when they're coming out here? Just to come out here and just to have a great time and just and to enjoy. What do you want people to know?
Well, want them to know that it's a very easy process in getting in here. We have free ice water, free ice. We have slushies and $1 sodas, $1 sports drinks, all that kind of stuff. We also have a bunch of concessions here. The water is fantastic. It's always so refreshing after a really hot summer's day. And we're just here and we're happy to see people come out.
Totally. And you are open today. What are your hours?
Yes, we're open today from 11 to 6, and then we're open every Thursday to Monday, also 11 to 6.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the time. And guys, it's gorgeous out here. I can't even put it into words. I'm going to send a postcard, but yeah, come out here yourself. Back to you.
Yeah, it was so beautiful to see the sunrise and the sky reflecting off the water.
You've been out there before. You said it's pretty cool to check out.
It is pretty cool. Well, I haven't been there since college, and that was under the different ownership. So it'd be awesome to see the new changes that they've made there.
Field trip, we'll head back. Hey, the Kentucky Castle in Versailles hosted a special group of princesses. This happening just over the weekend.
It was the Cozair for Kids annual Princess Tea. The day began with girls walking or rolling the pink carpet to be pampered by the UK dance team. They then headed into the castle for tea and story time with real Disney princesses. Each little girl got to wear her own favorite princess dress, a gift from their fairy godmother, Cozair for Kids donor Elise Roberts.
My message to the kids is you are already beautiful and special, and it doesn't mean it's just one day, it's every day. And this day, they get to come and let everyone see how special they are.
This is the fourth year Cozair for Kids has hosted its Princess Tea, and they all look so beautiful and perfect spot for it there at the Kentucky Castle.
They all had a great time, and it looked like it was something for everybody, which is what I love. You got the parents involved, guardians, everybody, and they just had a good time and forgot about everything else.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have some of your headlines in sports. Well, today is game 3 of the NBA Finals and the first game of the series in New York City. And it's getting a lot of attention right now because Knicks fans have been waiting a long time for this. And so far, the Knicks are looking good. They'll look to take a commanding 3-game lead against the San Antonio Spurs in the 7-game series. There will be increased security at Madison Square Garden as President Trump is expected to be there as well, hearing that they have implemented not just a clear bag policy, but a no bag policy. So definitely making some security changes there. Today will be the first NBA Finals game at the Garden since 1999, and tip-off is set for 8:30 tonight. Well, the Chicago Bears appear to be closing in on a deal to move to Indiana. The organization announced they're moving forward with plans to have a new stadium in Hammond, Indiana. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, though, released a statement saying he wants the Bears to remain in his state and is, quote, open to a sensible solution that protects taxpayers. Indiana Governor Mike Braun says the move will be an economic boost to the entire Northwest region of the Hoosier State. It'll be interesting to see who will claim the Bears. The future of Kentucky basketball just got a little brighter, picking up 4-star commit Ryan Hampton. The shooting guard is Mark Pope's highest-ranked recruit of his tenure in Lexington. The Texas native and DME Academy standout is ranked as the number 6 overall player in the class of 2027, according to Rivals. Hampton made his decision following an official visit to UK this weekend. He's the first commit in Kentucky's 2027 recruiting class. Well, this weekend marked the kickoff of one of the longest-running summer traditions in Louisville. Saturday was the first day for the annual Dirt Bowl tournament. It dates back to the summer of 1969 when it was organized to bring people together in the wake of the tumultuous civil rights movement. The basketball series continues to this day, 57 years later, and it still brings communities out for summer fun. The Dirt Bowl will continue throughout the summer, every Saturday and Sunday for the next 6 weeks. Awesome to see everyone out there, and really impressive basketball to be played out there as well. That's all the time we have here for Sunrise Extra. I hope you have a fabulous Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.